Good afternoon, everyone. Spokane Steve here, and it's time once again for Strat-O-Matic baseball. Philadelphia at Houston today. We're still on May the 20th, the first of a 4-game set between these two teams. Greetings to Franklin. Yeah, the Dome, you bet. I toured the Astrodome in 1974 while visiting down there. It was an excellent tour. And of course, at that time, it was state-of-the-art as far as parks went. You had the electronic scoreboard and the electronic bowl that would go off and all that good stuff. And I was struck instantly by just how huge it was. Interesting pitching matchup in today's game. Bo Belinsky comes out of the bullpen to make the start for the Phillies against righty Larry Dierker. Belinsky's just been in one game so far this year. He worked only 2/3 of an inning, gave up 2 hits and a run. For Dierker, he's made 5 starts, 2-1 with a brilliant 2.18 ERA, 1 complete game. 33 innings of work has allowed just 23 hits. It would appear to be a mismatch. Damn, I'm tongue-tied today. As far as starting pitching go, it certainly seemed to favor Houston. And welcome to Frank, Mike, and Mike. Mike and Michael call me Mike. Isn't that right, Michael? You prefer to be called Mike? Confederate lives matter. Look at him kidding. Oh, that's good. Oh, yeah. What a way to start a game off with a laugh. Kind of a take on Yogi Berra's. What a way to end a winning streak with a loss. In the pre-play, Frank had it as, hang on here, I got to go down to it. He had a slugfest, 12-7 Phillies. Holy smoke. Well, I know you're Mike C. I was referring to Michael K. I think he prefers to be called Mike rather than Michael, if memory serves. It's a Friday. There's Ben. Ben probably one of the few who really TGIFs it, right? Most of us don't work anyway, from what I can tell. Larry Dierker warming up now. Let's go over the Phillies lineup. It's going to be Tony Taylor leading off at third base, Dick Groat at shortstop in the 2 spot, Bill White at first base hits third, Johnny Callison the cleanup man in right, Tony Gonzalez in left hitting 5th, Clay Dalrymple will do the catching and hit 6th, Cookie Rojas at 2nd, and Jackie Brandt in center round out the lineup with Belinsky batting 9th. The Astros will have John Bateman doing the catching. Felix Mantilla will play first today. Morgan and Jackson up the middle with Aspromonte at third. And the outfield left to right of Staub, Wynn, and Nicholson. The last punch out. Yes, sir, I remember that punching out. Way back in the 70s, I worked with a guy named Jesse. And we used to have a saying, when the going gets tough, Jesse punches out. I know that's mean, right? Well, the guy was dragging the whole crew down, in fairness. I mean, who wants to carry somebody else's dead weight? I don't give a shit what kind of a job you're doing. It's no fun. And when the job's no fun anyway, that just makes it worse. And I would love to send you one of my Confederate flag t-shirts. Why, did you have those made? I'm not sure I want to attract that much attention, quite frankly. I do appreciate it. I think it's pretty funny. Okay, we're ready to roll here. Durker's ready to go. Umpire says play ball, and up to the plate steps Tony Taylor. Taylor off to a horrible start in his season, just 18 for 107. That's a 168 average, 2 homers, 6 RBIs. Durker into the windup now. Pitch to Taylor is a 5'11 right-hander. It's a fly ball to left field X. That's going to be Rusty Staub. Staub a 3E13 as he races into the gap on a 5. He's not going to get it. That's down for a single. And Taylor leads off with a base hit. Well, if Frank's pre-play is a prognosticator of anything here, we're in for a slugfest. Taylor a star 15 stealer, so let's check the Houston battery. Durker a +1 hold. Bateman a 0. It would make him a 16. He'll have to be held on at 14. And the batter will be Grote. Dick Grote comes in hitting .248, 1 homer, 12 RBIs. Thinking about a possible play here. I'm eyeing that hit and run. With Taylor held, he'd be an A. Why not? I don't use that very often. Grote's going to hit and run. It's a 7 on an A, and batter misses pitch, roll for steal result. So he's got to try for the lead. 2 through 5, 11 or 12. We were kind of counting on that. 8, he doesn't get it. So now he's in 11, held on 10. 1 through 10. Here's the throw. He's stolen it. How about that? Tony Taylor with the stolen base on the back number. So, kind of a weird and interesting beginning today. And here's the next pitch to Grote. That's a 4-4, fly to center field X. That's Jim Wynn patrolling out there, 3E10, as he ranges back on the ball on a 9. That's the E range. It's an 8 on an E10. And Jimmy Wynn makes the catch for the out. Fly ball B, runner holds. So a nice play by Wynn. That's the first out. And here's Bill White now. White, of course, second in the National League in RBIs. He's hitting .265, 8 homers, 32 runs batted in. Durker comes in there with a 6'3 left-handed. His little comebacker to the pitcher X. Durker a 4E15, and here's the play. That's in the E range, so the roll is a 7 on an E15, and he makes the play for the out. Looks the runner back and throws him out. 1-3-X. And it will be up to Johnny Callison. Callison hitting .318. 4 homers, 19 RBIs. Durker staring in now. The windup and the pitch is a 4-5, little slow roller to first. Felix Mantilla will take it to the bag, and that will do it. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Kind of an interesting inning, as Ben pointed out for me, in that Taylor stole second on a busted hit and run. The thinking there was Durker, excellent card against righties. Taylor hasn't hit much at all. I'm sorry, Grote hasn't hit much. With the runner held, he's an A hit and run. I was thinking about stealing anyway and figured, well, if he misses it, he'll probably get the lead. As it turned out, he did not get the lead, but he was able to steal anyway on the back number. So that could have gone south real fast. And greetings to Bob Cole. I have to ask you, Bob, when you asked about the 20D on the steal, I assume you meant while attempting for the lead, correct? Here's the Belinsky card, computer-only card, okay? Belinsky did not pitch much that year. Let's take a look at him here. He only worked 15 innings that season. He made one start, and this is it. And here's the lineup for Houston. Belinsky, just pure death on left-handers, but a scary card against righties. And you'll notice in response to that, Grady Hatton, who I don't have much use for anyway, he doesn't change his lineup at all. We've got the two left-handers still at the top, Morgan at second, Jackson at short, Jimmy Wynn, the center fielder, in the 3 spot. Nicholson's in the lineup in right, hitting cleanup. He did bench Gentile and play Mantilla at first, hitting 5th. Rusty Staub moves over to left, which I also don't get. Okay, let's look at Staub and Nicholson here. Their fielding rating doesn't change at all, but Nicholson a -1, Staub a -4, and he plays him in left. Wouldn't you play the better arm in right? Here's Aspromani at 3rd. Bateman, the catcher, hits 8th, and Durker, the pitcher. The Phillies will have Clay Dalrymple catching, Bill White at 1st, Rojas and Grote up the middle with Taylor at 3rd, and the outfield left to right of Gonzalez, Brandt, and Callison. Now, in fairness to Hatton, he did not have the benefit of seeing the Strat-O-Matic cards. Right, okay, yeah, if I roll a 1 on the attempt, that's the potential pickoff. 2 and 3 are the wild pitch balk, which I do not use. They're part of the super advanced game. I only use the pickoff to keep myself honest. For example, you're not going to try to steal with Mantilla because you've got almost as much chance of throwing the 1 as you do the 2. And that's more realistic. He's not going to roll for that 20 every time because he's going to get picked off. No, only a 2? I thought 1 was the... Okay, the 2 is the wild pitch balk. Or is it passed ball balk? No, it's not passed ball. 1 is the pickoff. 2 is the... Well, let's look at the damn card, huh? Balk wild pitch. I don't like those ratings. That's why I don't use them. To each their own. There's a lot of ways to play this game. No way is right or wrong. There we go. We've got confirmation from Ben and from Frank. Joe Morgan's going to lead it off here for the Astros. Morgan hitting just .213 on the season. 3 homers, 18 RBIs. But with 33 walks, he's turned that into 30 runs scored, which places him among the league leaders. So Morgan, despite hitting .213, has been a valuable leadoff man to the Astros. Belinsky ready to work now. Here's the windup and the pitch on a 1-8. It's a high fly ball to right field. Callison, just shy of the track, pulls it in on a 16. Home run 1, out anything else. 1 away, and here's Sonny Jackson. Jackson, the left-handed hitting shortstop. Jackson comes in at .282. 1 homer, 8 RBIs. The left-hander winds and deals. 5-6 pops him up. Right side, Rojas will take it. 2 down quickly, and the batter will be Jimmy Wynn. Wynn has had a marvelous start to the season. He's hitting .371, 8 home runs, and a league-leading 35 RBIs. Sorry, that's not very clear, Franklin. Yeah, that's 19-14 for Houston. 17-12 for the Phillies, so 2 fine teams, record-wise at least. Wynn standing in from the right side. Belinsky gets the sign and comes in there with a 1-5 single to 6 on a 19. That line, 1-5 against a lefty. Excuse me, a double to 12 on a 19. He settles for a long single. Belinsky a lefty. Wynn a star 15 stealer. Let's check the Phillies battery. Belinsky a +2 hold. Balanced out by Dalrymple's fine -2 arm. That would make Wynn a 15. They're going to hold him at 13. And the batter will be Nicholson. Nicholson, the right fielder, hitting .319 on the year. Just 22 for 69. 3 homers, 7 RBIs. Belinsky from the stretch. That's going to be a 4-11. Single to 4, and he gets it on the 3. How about that? It's a star single, so Wynn will have to hold at second. And a couple of 2-out knocks here. First and second, and here is Felix Mantilla. Mantilla has not played much this year. He's just 3 for 10, mostly as a pinch hitter. 2 of the 3 hits doubles. Belinsky staring in now. Comes in there with a 5-7. That's a base hit into right field, an open single. Wynn can try to come home on that. He's a 15-17. Callison, however, with a -4 gun, makes it a 13. They're going to send him. Wynn rounding. Callison's throw to the plate. He's out at the plate on a very close play. Oh my, on a 14. Callison with his -4 rifle guns down the speedy Jimmy Wynn at the plate, and the Astros come up empty on 3 hits in the first. We've had some action already in the first, and we are still scoreless after 1. Just getting started, folks. As we ease into the weekend here. Beautiful day in Spokane. Thank you, Ben. I am in a jovial mood today. We're going to try to have some fun with this one. Oh yeah, now if they had a replay in those days, they'd probably call for the replay on that one, right? As it is, if Grady Hatton actually gave a shit about his team, he'd be out there kicking dirt on the umpire. I give Grady a lot of crap, but he was quoted at once saying as, are you ready for this? I try to talk to my players as little as possible. What? And he was the one that went to the general manager and demanded that they trade either Morgan or Wynn because he felt the two together were creating an influence which was distractive to his leadership. Well, quite frankly, I think the only thing distractive to Grady Hatton's leadership was himself. Did he have 20? Wait a minute now. 17, I think, Frank. 3 homers, 2 doubles, and a single. Here's Gonzalez. Yeah, oh my, did anybody see that? He was 6 for 6, 3 home runs, 2 stolen bases. Okay, nobody in the history of the game has ever had 3 home runs and 2 stolen bases in a single game. 17 total bases, 10 RBIs, 4 runs scored. Truly a game for the ages. I don't know how long he was there, Franklin. You can check that out. I'm guessing you're right, not long. Tony Gonzalez will lead off the second inning for the Phillies. Gonzalez is hitting .320, 16 for 50. He's got a homer and 5 RBIs. Durker stares in. His pitch to the left-hander is going to be a 5-9 left-handed. That's a grounder to shortstop X. That'll be Jackson into the hole, a 3E40. Here's the roll on the play. On a 16, he's there. Long throw across in time. 6-3X, Gonzalez retired. You know, he's been throwing off a mound, Ben. He's getting close. How close? I honestly don't know. Here's Dalrymple. But just to be throwing off the mound, it sounds to me like he's ahead of schedule. Dalrymple's hitting .250 on the season. No homers, 2 RBIs. Exactly, Ben, yes. And to be fair, the last homer was hit off of a position player, the third home run of the game. It was, oh God, I can't think of his name now. He's a Vidal Brujan or something like that. I think he's a second baseman. I don't know much about him. Durker into the windup to fish to Dalrymple. A 2-3 base hit into center field. It's a 1-out single for Dalrymple. No threat to run, of course, as is the case with most catchers. Here's Cookie Rojas now. Rojas hitting .243, no homers, 5 RBIs. Durker out of the stretch. Delivers to Cookie on a 5-6. Grounder down to third. Strat-O-Matic has it. Goes to Morgan for 1. On to first, not in time. That'll be a 5-4 force. Rojas aboard with 2 down, and the batter will be Jackie Brandt, the center fielder. Excuse me. Brandt hitting .288 on the season. No homers, 7 RBIs. Durker out of the stretch. 6-7 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. Down goes Brandt, and down go the Phillies. No runs, a hit, 1 left. And we're still scoreless going to the bottom of the inning. Bottom of the second here in the Dome. And here's Belinsky now. Staub, Strat-O-Matic, and Bateman for the Astros. Rusty Staub hitting .347, 6 home runs, and with 32 RBIs. I hadn't noticed this, but he's moved into a tie with Bill White for second in the league in RBIs. So the Astros have the top 2 RBI men in the league, or 2 of the top 3, I guess, if you count White. Either way you look at it, that's impressive. And welcome to the Jester. Glad to have you today. Yeah, the cone is still on. I experimented. Was it this morning? Yeah, I popped it off this morning. They said I could try it, but if he tried to lick his incision at all, it was going to have to go back on. Well, naturally, that's the first thing he went for. So he didn't stay out of it long. It's almost like he's gotten used to it, though. He doesn't seem to mind. Well, what I did, Bob, do you have the Windows game as well? I just used my snipping tool, which is part of your Windows setup. Opened the card in the Windows game, the Windows version of the Strat-O-Matic game. Snipped it, saved it to a folder, any folder. Then you have to resize it or it'll be gigantic. For example, here, I'll show you. There's one of the earlier cards I did. Here's Roger Craig. Okay, that's how it'll come out if you don't resize it. Also, I change it to monochrome because the blue, to me, is very hard to read. This side's okay. But that's a nightmare to read. In fact, I had a giant Belinsky card, but I made a new one for this game since he was the starting pitcher. I didn't want to have to deal with going back and forth to the computer screen for every at-bat. And there he is, Bo Belinsky. Belinsky was a hard thrower. I'm guessing he was probably in the twilight of his career at this point. We can look that up, of course. Okay, he was 29. He pitched till he was 33. Oh yeah, he was a wild man. He came up in 62 with the Angels and led the league in walks. 187 innings, he walked 122 and struck out 145. In his career, he walked 333 and struck out 476. So you get the picture. Well, if you go to the team roster, they should all be there, off to in the right-hand column. And there's Keith. Welcome to Keith. Here's Staub now. Belinsky, the lefty, comes in there with a 2-7 right in the heart of his good column. He rolls over one. Little slow roller to second base. Rojas has it and throws him out. He's looking for this, Jester. How to print a computer-only card. Here's Aspromani now. Aspromani hitting 248 on the season, 3 homers, 16 RBIs. The left-hander ready now. Comes in there with a 1-6, single to 16. That's going to be a single for Aspromani on the roll of a 3. Aspromani with a 1-out base hit. And the batter will be John Bateman, the right-handed hitting catcher. Bateman hitting 248, 4 homers, 16 RBIs. You don't have that in your 66 card set? So if you go to the 66 National League and you click on Philadelphia, off to the right should be their entire roster. The only other thing I can think of is that you have an older version before they added a bunch of guys. Belinsky checks the runner, now from the stretch, comes into Bateman on a 5-6. That's a base hit into center field, an open single. Aspromani could go to third. Brandhauer with a -2 arm. Bob not particularly fast in the first place. He'll hold at second. He'd be a 1 through 10 to try to go to third. Here's Durker now, a pretty good hitting pitcher. 6 right-hander with end power. Belinsky with the pitch on a 4-3. That's a base hit into left field. An open single for Durker. Aspromani could score on that. 1 through 12. Gonzalez a 0. They're going to put the brakes on him. And the Astros will have the bases loaded with 1 out in the top of the order coming up. 3 straight singles off of Belinsky, and here's Joe Morgan. Well, you're looking at 93. Well, then I would say, Bob, go to any team in 93, click on the team, count up the players to the right. If you have any more than 24, you have the extra players. The card sets only come with 24 players per team. Not all of them, but most of them. I was watching the unboxing by Jeffrey Guterman of the 62 set. And different teams had a different amount of players. Some teams had like 27 players. There was a team that only had 23. Bases loaded, 1 down. Belinsky checks the runners, full windup. Pitch to Little Joe is a 4-8. That's going to be a grounder to first base B with the infield back. That's going to score a run. That's going to go 3-6 force. Durker's forced. Bateman to third as Aspromani crosses the plate, and it's 1-0. That'll bring up Sonny Jackson with 2 down. Belinsky from the stretch. That's a 5-6 pop-up, right side. Rojas will take it. Both times he's been up today, Jackson has popped up to second. Houston settles for a run on 3 hits. Talk about getting the least out of most. After 2 innings complete, it's 1-0 Astros. Anyway, so far, very different game than either Frank's pre-play or the real-life score, which was 6-5 Phillies. Frank's pre-play, again, was a 12-7 Phillies. Yes, Keith, in the original days, you only got 20 players per team. And if you wanted the 4 additional players per team, you had to pay extra for that. That was when I was a youngster. The first, I don't know, 5 or 6 sets I bought were like that. 69 was my first set. I know for a fact 69, 70, and 71 came with 20, and you had to pay for the additionals. I think that went on throughout the 70s. Belinsky will lead it off in the 3rd inning for the Phillies. He's a left-handed batter. 3W. Durker's pitch is a 5-10 grounder to shortstop X. That's Sonny Jackson. 3E40. Sonny into the hole. Here's the play on a 2. He's not going to get that. That's into left field for a base hit. So both pitchers have hits. Durker singled in the bottom of the 2nd. Now Belinsky leads off the 3rd with a single. And here's Tony Taylor. Durker checks the runner. Now comes to the plate. 6'8" right-handed. A single to 3. And look at that. He rolls the 1. Knocked down at first by Mantilla. And he has no play. That'll be an infield single. Belinsky holds at 2nd. Now it's the Phillies who have something going in the 3rd. 1st and 2nd, and nobody out. The batter will be Dick Grote. Grote 0 for 1. Durker checks the runners. From the stretch of 5'8", he pops him up left side. Jackson will take it. 1 away, and Bill White, the batter. Johnny Callison on deck. White 0 for 1. Durker comes in there with a 1-6 grounder to first base. Mantilla down to Jackson for 1, and that's all they'll get. A 3-6 force. Taylor erased Belinsky to 3rd. Belinsky calls for the jacket now. He says, this freaking air conditioning is killing me here. Oh my God, Jester, seriously? I'm really doing the best I can. I've never liked my writing. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Here's Callison. Callison grounded to first his first time up. Durker trying to get out of this jam now as he comes in with a 3-12. That's a high fly ball to deep right field. Nicholson back at the track at the wall. It's gone. Home run, Johnny Callison. And here come the fireworks. 3-12, 2-11. The roll is a 6. And for Johnny Callison, that is his 5th home run of the season. White and Belinsky score ahead of him. Three to 1 Phillies. I know, Mike. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. It seems to me if I would just charge a little bit more and include all the players. Good grief. They don't do that anymore, of course. When I bought the 66 set, which was right before starting this replay, it came with what it came with, right? There's Gonzalez now. Durker into the windup. 112, he walks him. 2-out walk to Tony Gonzalez. And the batter will be Clay Dalrymple. Rimple singled his first time up. Durker from the stretch. It's a 5-5, swung on and missed, strike 3. And that will retire the side. The Phillies get 3 runs on a 3-run blast by cleanup man Johnny Callison. Let's give him his 3 RBIs there. And they lead at 3-1. Here's Belinsky now. He's staked to a 2-run lead, and he'll face the heart of the Houston lineup. Wynn, Nicholson, and Mantilla. Wynn singled his first time, was thrown out at the plate from the rifle arm of Callison. Belinsky, the lefty, into the windup. Here's the pitch to the toy cannon on a 3-5. He walks him. Leadoff walk for Jimmy Wynn. He'll be held at 13. That'll bring up Dave Nicholson. He singled his first time up. Belinsky, a check of the runner. Throw to first, Wynn back to the bag. Now from the stretch. 6-9 is a grounder to shortstop X. That's Groth. This could be 2. 3-E-22 for Big Groth. Here's the play. It's the E range, and it's the dreaded 5. The 5 on a 22 is, you guessed it, an error on Grote. So E6, error Philadelphia. And the Astros have first and second, nobody out, and Mantilla the batter now. Still plenty of time for a slugfest, Frank. And welcome to Mike, who's popped in there. Glad to have you, Mike. Belinsky in a jam now, partly due to the error. Checks the runners from the stretch. The pitch to Mantilla is a 180, pops him up left side. Tony Taylor calling. And he'll take it for the first out. That'll bring up Staub, left-handed hitter 0 for 1. Belinsky, the windup and the pitch. 4-6, fly ball to right field. That is taken by Callison. Two down now. Belinsky trying to wiggle out of this, and here's Bob Aspromani. Aspromani singled his first time up. Belinsky, a check of the runners. Now here's the pitch to Aspromani. On a 6-6, he walks him to load the bases. 2 walks and an error have loaded the bases here in the third. And for the Astros, it'll be up to John Bateman. Bateman singled his first time up. Belinsky, the full windup. The pitch to Bateman is a 5-9 grounder to short. Grote will go the short way to Rojas, and that'll do it. Belinsky pitches out of it. No runs, no hits. The Astros leave the bases loaded in the third, and you got to feel like they just wasted a huge opportunity right there. 3-1 Phillies as we go to the fourth. Durker, you can see on the edges, was part of the coffee spill incident early in the year. Early in the replay, that is. It was actually last year. In fact, we're coming up on a year since I started the replay. It was either the last day of September or the first day of October, something like that. Bottom third of the order for the Phillies, Rojas, Brandt, and Belinsky. Cookie Rojas 0 for 1. Durker gets the sign. Here's the windup on the pitch. That's a 4-10 right-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. For Durker now, that's his third strikeout. The batter will be Jackie Brandt. Brandt struck out in the second. Pitch from Durker is a 2-5. He draws the walk. 1 out walk to Brandt. Here's Belinsky now. Belinsky, a C bunter. He's going to lay it down. It's an 8 on a C. Successful sacrifice for Belinsky. Brandt moves into scoring position with 2 down, and it will be up to Tony Taylor. Taylor 2 for 2 in this one. Here's the pitch now. It's a 6-10 right-handed shallow fly to center. Here comes Jimmy Wynn, still coming, and makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, a man left. Still 3-1 as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Belinsky rated 5 for endurance, by the way. Once again, his only start of the season. And you have to think this was intentional on the part of Gene Mauch to start him against the Astros. Durker will lead it off. He singled his first time up. He's got end power. That's going to be a 3-8. He struck him out. Durker down on strikes. Here's Morgan, 0 for 2. Belinsky gets the sign from Dalrymple. Now here's the pitch on a 6-9 lefty. It's a grounder to shortstop X. That'll be another chance for Grote, 3E22. Grote ranging behind the bag. On a 1, he's not going to get it. That's through into center field for a base hit. Morgan's 1 for 3. Star 15 Steeler. He'll be held at 13. That'll bring up Jackson. Left on left, Belinsky from the stretch. 2-6 is a single to center field, an open single. Morgan could try to go to third on that. He's a 15. Brandt a -2. 1-13 with 1 out. They're going to send him. And the Phillies wisely will cut that off and hold Jackson to first, where he represents the tying run. So there I thought for both teams, okay, I'm the Astros. I'm going to go because I'm assuming that Houston's going to cut it off, and they did. And from Houston's standpoint, you have to cut it off. You can't let Jackson get into second. So runners at the corners, Jackson will be held now. He's held at 17. And with Jimmy Wynn at the plate, he's not going to try for the lead just yet. They're going to let the toy cannon swing away. Belinsky a throw to first. Jackson back to the bag. Here's the pitch to Jimmy Wynn on a 3-8. He struck him out. Oh my goodness, what a big strikeout that was for Belinsky. And here's Nicholson with 2 down. Runner still being held. Belinsky gets the sign. The pitch to Nicholson. 4-9 right-handed. That's a high fly ball to deep left field. Homer to 16. Back goes Gonzalez to the track to the wall. It's gone. Home run Dave Nicholson. And the Astros are back on top. 4-3. Let's take a look at that one. 4-9. Homer to 16. Fly ball B anything else. He rolls the 16. Let's check Dave Nicholson's stats now. For Nicholson, that's his 4th home run of the season. 3 ribeye steaks for Nicholson. And it's 4-3 Houston, just like that. Action now in the Philly pen. Bob Buell is the long man in real life, and he'll get up and throw the right-hander, working feverishly in the pen as Felix Mantilla comes to bat. Felix 1 for 2 in this one. Belinsky with the windup. 4-6 right-handed. That ball is driven to dead center. Brandt back. It's gone. Home run Mantilla. Back to bat go the Astros here in the fourth. On a 4-6, no doubt about it. For Felix Mantilla, his first home run of the season. That makes it 5-3. And here comes Mock, and that's going to do it. Well, he'll face Staub. He's going to face Staub. Sorry about that. Belinsky into the windup. The pitch to Staub is a 1-10. Grounder to short. Grote has it and throws him out to retire the side. 4 runs for the Astros on 4 hits, 2 home runs. After 4 innings complete, it is 5-3 Houston. Yeah, I figure about 5 1/4 years at my pace, at my current pace. And still one more vacation looming this year. And greetings to Philip Reynolds. Welcome, sir. Boy, we've got all the usual suspects and then some today. Good crowd on hand for this one. 5-3 Houston. We go to the 5th. Grote, White, and Callison for the Phillies. Grote's 0 for 2 so far. Durker gets the sign from Bateman. Here's the pitch now. It's a 4-10 right-handed. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Durker with his 4th strikeout. Here's White now, 0 for 2. Durker into the windup. 3-4 righties. A grounder White is second. Morgan there to plug up the hole. Throws to Mantilla. 2 away. Was there ever any doubt, Franklin? And a great quote from Mike, one of my favorites. I also like that line by the pitcher says, well, that ball wouldn't have been out of a lot of parks. And the catcher says, name one. He says, Yellowstone? Grand Canyon? Callison 1 for 2. Big blow, a 3-run homer in the 3rd. Durker into the windup. The pitch to Johnny Callison's a 5-6 lefty. He pops him up. Morgan calling. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Durker. So Durker, after being gifted with the 4 runs, pitches the shutdown inning. Exactly what you want to do if you're Durker. And it looks like Belinsky will start the 5th. It's his first inning of potential fatigue. He's got the bottom 3rd of the Houston lineup. Aspromonte has singled and walked so far today. Belinsky set now. The pitch to Aspromonte is a 1-11. Pops him up right side. Rojas takes it. And there's 1 away. Here's Bateman, the catcher. 1 for 2 today. Belinsky into the windup. 4-10 right-handed. That's a base hit into center field for Bateman. That'll bring up the pitcher. Buell getting ready in a hurry now. And he's joined by Ray Culp down there in the Philly pen. Durker, a pretty good hitting pitcher. Let's check his bunt rating. He's a C. Durker's going to swing away. Right-handed batter. Belinsky is 6-7, swung on and missed, strike 3. Third K for Belinsky. And the batter will be Morgan. Belinsky checked the runner down from the stretch. Comes into Morgan, 3-10, and pops him up. Rojas will take it. And a pretty easy inning for Belinsky in the 5th. 1 hit, 1 left. Belinsky, who is close to coming out of the game, throws a nice 5th. And through 5 complete, it is 5-3 Astros. And hello, Kenyon, welcome. The gang's all here. I'm not sure how far we should go with Belinsky, Frank. Let's see where he ends up in the lineup here. He would be due to bat 5th in this inning. Other than that, he'd probably pitch to Sonny Jackson and come out. How far do you go with an uncarded player? Gonzalez 0 for 1 with a walk. Durker set now. The sign from Bateman. Here's the pitch. That's a 2-12 righty, and he drills him. Oh my goodness. Gonzalez hit by the pitch. Second time Tony's been plunked this year. Here's Dalrymple. 1 for 2. The pitch to Dalrymple. 1-4, and he walks him. So Durker digging himself a hole here in the 6th. He hits Gonzalez. He walks Dalrymple, and the batter will be Cookie Rojas. Tying runs are aboard, nobody out. Durker is 6-inning starter, so this is his first inning of potential fatigue. The hit by pitch does not count against him. I kind of think it should myself, but it doesn't. Rojas 0 for 2. Brandt and Belinsky. Boy, I'm thinking about laying it down with Cookie. He's going to lay it down. He's an A bunter. 7A, good bunt by Rojas. That moves the runners along, and the tying runs are in scoring position with 1 down. Tying run at second, so they'll play it back for Jackie Brandt. Brandt 0 for 1 with a walk. And coming out of the dugout for the Phillies, Doug Clemens. Durker checks the runner. The pitch to Brandt is a 3-12. Fly ball to right field, B question mark. Gonzalez can tag on that. He's a 14, 16. Nicholson a -1, 15. Whew. That's tough. They got to try to score. They're sending him. The throw from right field, he scores. Sack fly to right. Gonzalez scores, and it's a 5-4 ball game. Now we're going to have a batter for Belinsky, so that answers that question. Belinsky goes 5. Doug Clemens, the left-handed hitting outfielder, will be the batter. Belinsky surrendered 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hits. 5 runs, 5 earned. He walked 2. He struck out 3. Ray Culp will be coming on. And here's Clemens. Yes, sir, vintage Belinsky. Clemens, the pinch hitter, is 5 for 22 on the season. That's a .227 average. He does not have a home run. Runner at second, 2 down. Here's the pitch from Durkin. On a 6-7, swung on and missed, strike 3. Down goes Clemens and down go the Phillies. So Durker pitches out of it. They do get a run, however, without the aid of a hit. A hit by pitch, a walk, a sac bunt, and a sac fly. The Phillies manufacture one here in the 6th to make it a 5-4 ball game. Belinsky's done. In comes Culp. Culp's made 3 starts, 1 relief appearance. He's 0-3 with a 7.88 ERA in 16 innings of work. And in spite of that, he was the better option rather than Buell. Actually, closer than I thought. Let me take a look at that for a second here. Culp definitely better against righties. Buell a little more balanced. So with Jackson, Wynn, Nicholson, Mantilla, the next batters, it's going to be Culp. Excuse me. Sonny Jackson 1 for 3 on the day. Culp gets the sign now from Dalrymple. Here's the pitch. That's a 5-8 left-handed. That is going to be a single to right for Jackson, who's a weak. Sonny's second hit of the game. Culp, however, with a terrible hold, +6. -2 for Dalrymple. That still makes Jackson a 20, held at 18. He's trying for the lead. 2 through 5, 11 or 12. 8, he does not get it. Let's see what he'd be on the back number. 18, he'd still be a 1 through 14 on the back number. Wynn will swing away, 1 for 2 with a walk. Culp from the stretch. That's a 3-9 right-handed. He struck him out. Wynn goes down swinging for the second time today. Excuse me, let me get a drink of water. Okay. Wynn strikes out. Nicholson will be the batter now. 2 for 3 with a 3-run homer. The pitch, and there goes Jackson 1 to 14. The throw from Dalrymple. He's out. Oh my, what a throw by Dalrymple. Nails Sonny Jackson trying to steal second. And for Sonny Jackson, let's look him up here. That's his second caught stealing. He's 4-2 now. Seems like he should have more steals than that, doesn't it? 2-2 down, and here's the pitch to Nicholson. 3-10, swung on and missed, strike 3. So Culp does a good job. And after 6 complete, it is 5-4 Astros. Hell of a game here on a Friday. Of course, as usual, no game tomorrow. I'll be back on Sunday. And a shout out to Jeff, who's just entered the chat. 1962 Strat-O-Matic action at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 Eastern. Top of the order for the Phillies here in the 7th. Tony Taylor will start things off. He's 2 for 3 on the day. Durker into the windup. 2-6 is a fly to left field. It's playable for Staub. He gloves it for the first out. Oh, of course not, Jeff. Plug away, by all means. That's what it's all about. The Strat-O-Matic community. Grote's 0 for 3 today. Durker into the windup. Comes in there with a 5-8 right-hander and pops him up on the left side. Jackson will take it. And quickly there's 2 away. Bill White will be the hitter now. Bill's 0 for 3 today. Durker into the windup. That's a 6-5 left-hander. That's a high fly ball to right field. Nicholson back on the track and makes the catch on the roll of a 20. 1, 2, 3 go the Phillies in the 7th as we stretch. It's Astros 5, Phillies 4. I'm not sure, Jeff, who was in that. Deja vu. It sounds familiar. And I'm going to take a short break, refill my coffee. Let's fire up the Mookie cam. Yeah, he's napping. There he is. Cone will be off in a couple of days. Then we'll get him ready for the road trip of his life. And we are back. Just warming up that last cup of coffee out of the carafe. Well, Franklin, I think that only works when he's on top of the tower, right? Deja vu with Denzel. I think I may have seen that. The particulars escape me at the moment. But I've seen most of his movies, so there's a good chance I did. Mookie just over 5.5 months old. Culp will come out for his second inning of work. Mantilla to lead it off. Staub and Aspromani to follow. Culp gets the sign from Dalrymple. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a 3-5 swung on and missed, strike 3. Third strikeout for Culp of the 4 batters he's faced. And here's Staub now. Rusty 0 for 3. Culp into the windup. 5-2 is a grounder to first base X. That's going to be the Gold Glover White, a 1E10. Here's the roll on the play. On a 2, it's a diving stop by White. Gets to his feet. Flips to Culp covering. What a play by White. It's a 3-1X web jam. What a play by Bill White to rob Staub of a base hit. 2 down, and Bob Aspromani will come to bat now. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. Excuse me. He gets some of this hot coffee down. Feeling 100% today after kind of a rough yesterday due to the vaccinations, of course. Colt into the windup. Strat-O-Matic is a 6'10 right-handed. That's catcher's card X. That's going to be Dalrymple. 2E3. Good catcher, Dalrymple. And here's the roll on the play. On a 7, it's a pop out to the catcher, and the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Astros in the 7th. We've completed 7. It is 5-4 Houston. Let's check them for defense now as we go into the 8th. They're pretty solid everywhere. They're going to make one change, and that's at first base, where Chuck Harrison is going to come in for Mantilla. So Harrison, a 2E13 inserted into the game for defense. And since I'm managing the team, Staub and Nicholson are going to switch positions. Staub will move to right, Nicholson to left. How about that? I normally don't do that, but what the hell, I just feel like it. Makes no sense to me to have a -4 arm in left when you could have it in right. Here's Durker now. He's entering his 3rd endurance inning here. And frankly, he's shown no signs of fatiguing to this point. Callison will lead it off for the Phillies. He has a 3-run homer to his credit today. He's 1 for 3. Durker gets the sign from Bateman. Here's the pitch to Johnny Callison. That's a 1-6, single to 6, but on a 10, that liner is speared by Harrison at first, who's just been inserted into the game. Harrison makes a nice grab. And here's Tony Gonzalez. 0 for 1, walked and was hit by a pitch. In the 6th, he came around to score. Durker gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Gonzalez. It's a 2-10, and he walks him. 1 out walk to Gonzalez. Tying run aboard. And now there's action in the Houston pen as Claude Raymond warms up. Clay Dalrymple due up. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. Cookie Rojas on deck. 1 down in the 8th, tying run aboard. Durker from the stretch. Pitch to Dalrymple on a 4-10. Grounder to second base. It's Morgan. He goes to Jackson for the force to first, not in time. The 4-6 force. And that puts Dalrymple aboard. Tying run for the Phils. Okay. Thinking about a pinch runner here. Euchre could come in and catch. Lenz or Briggs? We'll use Phil Lenz as the pinch runner. So Bob Euchre begins putting on the gear. Phil Lenz will run for Dalrymple. He's a 1 through 14, no threat to steal, but he does represent the tying run. Cookie Rojas, the batter, 0 for 2 on the day. Durker, a glance at the runner. Now set and comes in with a 2-6. It's a 2-star single. Lenz to third. One more hitter walk will fatigue Durker. Raymond is ready. Jackie Brandt is the hitter. Tying run at third. Go-ahead run at first. 2 down in the 8th. Conference on the mound now as Bateman goes out. Durker says he's fine. We'll see how it plays out now. He's going to face Brandt. Brandt 0 for 1. Walked in the 4th, had a sac fly in the 6th. Durker gets his sign. The pitch to Jackie Brandt is a 6-6 fly to center. That's playable for Jimmy Wynn. And Durker wiggles out of it. No runs, a hit, 2 left on. Big chance there wasted for the Phillies. As we go to the bottom of the 8th, I want to take a moment and thank everybody for watching today. As we go into the weekend. It still means something, you know. I mean, you'd think it wouldn't, being retired as long as I have, but the weekend still feels like the weekend. Culp has done a marvelous job. He's going to come out for his 3rd inning of work here. He's due to lead off in the 9th, so this will definitely be his last inning of work. And it's Bateman, the pitcher's spot, and Joe Morgan due up in the bottom of the 8th for Houston. John Bateman's 2 for 3 today. Culp comes right in there with a 5-5 right-handed, swung on and missed, strike 3. 4th strikeout for Culp. The Astros are going to bring in Raymond anyway, so they're going to send up a batter for Durker here. Durker was on the verge of fatiguing there, and they've got the closer, Claude Raymond, ready to go. Let's see who the batter is going to be against Culp. It's going to be Lee May, the left-handed hitting outfielder. May pinch hit in this game in real life. Left-handed batter, 297 on the season, 5 homers, 16 RBIs for May. Culp staring in now. Here's the windup and the pitch. That's going to be a 2-6. Grounder down to first. Bill White has it. Takes it to the bag, and there's 2 down. 2 out, nobody on. The batter will be Little Joe Morgan. Sometimes I forget during the week, Ben, but I always know when the weekend is. Morgan's 1 for 4 today. Culp staring in. Comes in there with a 4-9. That's a high fly ball. It's a single. Morgan with a W against righties. 4-9. Oh my goodness. Did he dodge a bullet there? Morgan gets the single only. His 2nd hit of the day. Held at 18. He's going to try for the lead. 4 through 6, caught on a 12. 8, he does not get the lead. And here's the pitch to Sonny Jackson now. 2-11, single into center field. That's an open single. Morgan with 2 out. 15-17. Brandt a -2. 15 to 3rd. He'll hold him up. I can hear the groans, but no sense making the last out of the inning at 3rd base. Especially not when you have the toy cannon coming to the plate. And welcome, Mike. Culp's rated 4 for relief endurance, so that's not an issue here, but he does appear to be running out of steam. Nicholson, Harrelson, Terry Fox throwing in the Philly pen. Culp will pitch to Wynn. Wynn 1 for 2 today. Singled, walked, and struck out twice. Culp staring in now. The pitch to the toy cannon. 3-8. He struck him out. And what a job in relief by Culp today. He strands a pair. Strikes out 2 more, so in 3 innings he struck out 5. Here's Raymond coming on to pitch the ninth. Good card, results not as good. He's 2-2 with 5 saves, 5.4 ERA and 18 innings of work. So far from a sure thing as we go to the ninth in a one-run ball game. The Phillies will start off with a pinch hitter for Culp. Culp in his 3 innings gave up 3 hits, no runs, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. Let me look at Raymond here. Harvey Keene is going to be the hitter. Keene hitting .333, 11 for 33. 3 runs batted in, leading off the ninth. Raymond gets the sign from Bateman. The pitch to Harvey is a 2-3, and he walks him. Tying run is aboard with nobody out in the ninth. Very slow runner. John Briggs will come in and run for him. Thought about using Briggs as a pinch hitter. Oh, God, Mike, I forgot about Allen, to be honest. He's available to pinch hit. Well, heck, why not use him now? He can play third base. They're going to call Tony Taylor back. And Dick Allen's coming out of the dugout. He's available to pinch hit. Still not able to start due to that shoulder injury. But he's getting ready to come back into the lineup. He actually appeared in real life a game or 2 ago as a pinch hitter, Mike, so apparently he's on the bench. Raymond studies the signs, checks the runner. Now the pitch to Dick Allen on a 5-6. That's a triple to 3. That's going to be a double. Open double. 5-6 to center field. Briggs can try to score on that. 14 wins a 0, but with nobody out, they're going to hold him up. Pinch hit double for Allen. And the batter will be Dick Grote. Infield will be in. Raymond in a hole here. Grote 0 for 4. Infield in. The pitch to Grote is a 4-8, and he walks him to load the bases. The Phillies trail by a run, but they have the bases loaded with nobody out, and Bill White coming up. John Callison on deck. The Astros, if you're wondering, do not have a left-hander in the pen. White's 0 for 4 on the day. With the bases loaded, they're going to play at double play depth. They'll give up a run for 2 outs. Here's the pitch to White. It's a 3-9 swung on and missed, strike 3. Huge strikeout for Raymond. Not out of the woods yet by any stretch, as up to the plate steps Johnny Callison, who's already homered today. Infield back, Rameau, full windup. The pitch to Johnny. 5-6, that's extra bases. That's a double. Briggs scores. Allen scores. Grote can go to third. Rather, Grote could score on the double. He will not. They're going to hold him at third. He's a 1 through 10. It's a 2-run double for Johnny Callison, and the Phillies take the lead. 6-5 now. Ramon choking, says Franklin. He certainly has not been effective. Infield in for Gonzalez. Gonzalez has been on base 3 times today, does not have a hit, but he's walked twice and been hit by a pitch. With the infield in, Rameau comes in with a 6-7, a grounder to second base X. That's going to be for Morgan, a 3E30. Here's the roll on the play. That's a 5, and he makes the play for the out. Infield in, saves a run. 4-3X, that's the second out. And their batter will be Bob Uecker. Uecker is first at bat of the day. Came in for Dalrymple after Dalrymple was replaced with a pinch runner. Rameau set now. The pitch to Bob Uecker is a 5-6. Uecker rips one into the left center gap. That's going to roll to the wall. Here comes Grote to score. Here comes Callison to score, and the Phillies have broken it open on a 2-out, 2-run double by none other than Bob Uecker. And Uecker is all smiles as he pulls into second base. Uke! That's right. Oh my. What an inning for the Phillies. 3 extra base hits in this 9th inning. And the batter will be Rojas. Cookie, 1 for 3 on the day. Runner at second, 2 down. As Rameau set, the pitch to Cookie on a 5-6. That is a triple. Triple to 3. The roll is a 2. And in the 9th inning with 2 down, it's the daily triple. Uecker scores to make it 9-5. Rameau implodes here in the 9th as the Phillies bat around, and here's Jackie Brandt. Jim Owens about ready down there in the Houston pen. Rameau set now. The pitch to Brandt is a 4-3 grounder to first base X. That is Harrison, a 2E13, and here's the play. On a 2, he can't get it. That's under his glove for a base hit. Another run will come in. RBI single for Brandt. Let's see who's due up here. They're going to send up a hitter for Kolb. He's worked his 3 innings. Only 1 hitter left on the bench. That's Bobby Wine, and that's who it's going to be. Bobby Wine will hit for the pitcher. Pitch to Bobby, 6-8, fly to right field. Staub under it for the out. And that'll do it. 6 runs in the 9th on 5 hits. And the Phillies turn this game upside down at 10-5. Terry Fox will come on to pitch the 9th. What a comeback by the Phillies. Harvey Keene got it all started with a walk. Dick Allen with a double. Callison, the big blow, with a 2-run double. It's a 5 RBI day for Johnny Callison. It'll be Nicholson, Harrison, and Staub for Houston. Fox ready to work now. The windup and the pitch to Nicholson is a 5-10 right-handed. It's a grounder to shortstop X. That's Grote, 3E22. Grote into the hole. On a 6, he makes a fine diving stop to his feet, throws in time to nip Nicholson at first. 6-3X. And here's Harrison now. His first at bat of the day. Fox into the windup on a 2-9, base hit into left field for Harrison. Rusty Staub will be the hitter with 1 down. Rusty 0 for 4 in this one. Fox gets the sign from Euchre now. Here's the pitch to Staub. It's a 3-2, and he walks him. So Fox creating some drama here in the bottom of the 9th. God, it would take a miracle, wouldn't it? 10-5 is the score. Bob Aspromonte, the batter. Aspromonte 1 for 3 with a walk. Fox checks the runners. Now from the stretch. That's a 6-6 right-handed. That's ripped into center field. That's going to roll to the wall for extra bases. It's a double for Aspromonte. Harrison crosses the plate. Staub will be held at third. RBI for Aspromonte, and it's 10-6. John Bateman, the hitter. Fox checks the runners. The pitch to John Bateman is a 4-4 right-handed, a grounder to third base X. That's Allen. A 3E16, same defensive rating as Taylor. Here is the play. On an 18, he's got it. Throws him out, and the Astros are down to their last out. 5-3X. And we'll have a pinch hitter for Raymond, who imploded in the top of the inning. Against the right-handed Fox, let's see who it's going to be. Davis, a possibility. It's going to be Ron Davis, the batter. Davis, a right-handed hitter, has not played much this season. He is 0 for 5. Looking for his first hit. Staub did not score on the ground ball to third. Let me double check that. Ground ball to third B. It's a 5. Only scores if it's hit to second or short. Fox staring in now. The pitch to Davis. 3-3. Grounder to second. That's going to do it. Rojas to White, and that's the ball game. 1 run for Houston. 10-6 is the final. Well, we started off as a pitcher's duel, but we actually got pretty close to Frank's pre-play, which was 12-7 Phillies. I will have the totals for you in just a moment. Let's add up Dierker here in his 8 innings of work. 6 hits. 4 runs, 4 walks, and he hit a batter. He struck out 3, 4, 5. Ramon was horrible. He gave up 5 hits, 2 walks, 6 runs, 1 strikeout. Ramon takes the loss. He's 2-3 now on the season. Culp ends up the winning pitcher. His first win, he's 1-3. Fox in his inning gave up 2 hits and a run, 1 walk, no strikeouts. So the totals on the game, the Phillies in winning, 10 runs, 11 hits and an error. The Astros, 6 runs, 16 hits, and no errors. Interesting, you like Culp, huh? I kind of like Callison. Homer double, 5 RBIs. Although it was Culp who kept him into the game after Belinsky pitched rather poorly for 5 innings. Heck, let's split it. Ray Culp and Johnny Callison, co-players of the game. Why not? It's just for fun. Let's give them both credit. No game tomorrow. Sunday, we're going to have the Pittsburgh Pirates at the Los Angeles Dodgers. Woody Fryman gets the start for the Pirates. My man Don Sutton pitches for the Dodgers. 1:30 p.m. Pacific time on Sunday. In the meantime, I'm going to get out of here. Have a great weekend, everybody. Hopefully I'll see you on Sunday. So long for now.